Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Yahweh is the true name of Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is the true name of the Heavenly Father's Son, the Son of Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. And peace and blessings goes to the hopeful members of the elect, my brothers that are out in the highways, pushing his word and his truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Isaiah from GMS LA, and in today's lesson, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. But in today's lesson, I don't have a particular topic in mind, but I do have this article. When I was going through this article, I had of a few scriptures, and I thought it'd be best to do a lesson on it. And this is from KTLA 5, entitled "Astronomers Discover 128 New Moons Orbiting Saturn." All right, so they just discovered 128 new moons orbiting Saturn. So this right here, what I thought of is this right here shows you how not only are you gonna have Israelites, living on earth, because the earth was made for our sakes, was made for us to enjoy, like it says Esdras. But you're also gonna have Israelites that's gonna live and enjoy these different galaxies, man, these different planets that Esau craves and desires and lust to live and to inhabit, which he will never ever get the chance to, man. Never get the chance to live out in outer space. All right, we're going to get that experience. We're going to be able to live in these different planets, man. All right? Because here it is. Each planet that the Lord has created, each planet has its own sun and its own moon. Which we know the moon, it's one of its purpose was to dictate the times and the seasons. All right? When you have a new moon, you have what? You have a Sabbath. The Sabbath is dictated upon the new moon, not Friday or Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. Those don't dictate the new moon. The new moon is dictated upon the Sabbath is dictated upon the new moon. And you're going to have Israelites living in other planets that's going to keep the Sabbath, because they're going to look at the moon. They're going to count the moon cycle, man, which I believe a moon cycle is every 29.5 days. 29 and a half days is a total moon cycle, man. All right? Because the moon has its own purpose, just like as the moon. Just like as the sun. Let's get that. Let's get that in Genesis chapter 1. At 14, it says, in the Allahayim, I gotta read that correctly, Slakia, because it wasn't the Heavenly Father, it was Yahweh Shai and the holy angels that created everything off the blueprint that the Heavenly Father gave them. All right, it says, and the Allahayim said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years." All right, so the Allahim created lights in the firmament, in the heavens. All right, to divide the day from the night. What comes out in the daytime? The sun. You got your sunset. Your sunrise and your sunset. When the sun rises, You know, sun rises. Like it says, it comes from the east, and then it sets down to the west. You know, one planet of the Earth on the sun, on the east side of the world, when it's dark on the east side of the world is daytime. On the west side of the world, like right now, it's dark. All right, let's go. Like right now, it's 10:24. Let's look this up real quick. All right, it's 10:24 in Berlin, east side of the world. It's 6:24 a.m. The sun is just rising up. You know, Moscow, Russia, is 8:24 a.m. Rome, Italy, it's 6:24. All right, because when one side of the earth is dark, the other side is light. The sun sets on the west, and it rises back onto the east, and vice versa. All right. And the Most High said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, and for days and years." So these lights that the Lord created are to help for their purpose is for signs, to dictate seasons, days, and years. Okay? Let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And Allahayim made two great lights. The greater light to rule the day, which is what? The sun. And the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars also, right? Which is the moon. You know? And the stars also give light. All right? And the moon is that great light. And that moon is the time, the days and the months are dictate based off the moon. It starts on the new moon. That's why when you go, let's look this up in the etymology, right? You look up the word moon, we'll get to the point. See, basically goes back to the word month. Latin menesis, month. All right? Month from root to measure in reference. To measure what? To measure the days and times. All right? To measure in reference to the moon phases as an ancient and universal measure of time. See? Back then, you didn't have a calendar, man. You had the Julian calendar, which Pope Gregorian had to fix. Which Julian Caesar he basically got that calendar off the Egyptians, man. You know, if I have the article, I'll read through it. But let me finish this real quick. And when he made it, they made it off weeks and days. That's why I believe the month July goes back to Julian or Julius Caesar. Right, the word month. Right, the month says Menin. Yeah, month goes back to being moon, or it means moon. So you didn't have back in the ancient world, like I said, you didn't have no damn calendar. Their calendar was the moon. They counted the moon cycles. You literally had in the ancient world men on towers that would literally count the days, man. Literally, when it's a Sabbath, they'll blow the trumpet, man. When it's a Sabbath, okay. So the word month goes back to moon. Originally, the month. Let's read that. Originally, the month was the interval between one new moon and the next, right? Which a new moon to the next is like between 29.5 days till you have the new moon again, man. So the days, the months was dictated by the moon. All right, let me see if I have that article. Okay, I might show you if I have it. Yep, this one I have it. Let's go through this real quick. Just a little history, The Julian calendar and Julius Caesar. It says our month of July is named after Julius, whose birth date was July 12th or 1300 BC, while in Egypt with Cleopatra 48 to 46 BC, Caesar recognized the superiority of the Egyptian way of calculating time based on the movements of the sun rather than the Roman. Right, and the Egyptians, they did everything the opposite of what we did. Like for example, when we were in mourning, us as a people cut off the hair off our head, put dust on ourselves. But the Egyptians did the otherwise. Instead of if when they were mourning over a loved one, instead of shaving their head because their head was already shaved, they let their hair grow. They let the hair grow, and that's why I believe with Joseph. Oh man, with Joseph, let me see if I can get that account. If I could find it, man. I haven't read through this in a while. Let me see. All right, Slakia. But there was a point because Joseph, he couldn't appear to Pharaoh. Yeah, it's like when you read this little point, Joseph had to basically go to his physician to Pharaoh's service. He couldn't appear onto Pharaoh based off what I believe. But Slakia, that's a little out of the topic. You don't really gotta prove everything, but forgive me for that. But just read a little bit of this. It says Caesar recognized the superiority of the Egyptian way of calculating time based on the movement of the sun rather than Roman. Right, and basically you don't dictate time off the movement of the sun. You dictate time off the moon. All right, the moon is what dictates the days and months. It says calendar based on lunar movements. Our calendar still calls a month and menon from the ancient word for moon as a measurement of time. The advanced Egyptians determined the tropical year at 365 days, very close to actual calculation 365.24 to 19 days. Caesar's years spent with the Egyptian queen Cleopatra and her astronomer Sosigen convinced him to institute a calendar based on Alexandrian reckoning when he returned to Rome. All right. The 52-year-old Caesar spent enough time with the 22-year-old Cleopatra to have a child by her name Cicerone. But unlike his luckless cousin Mark Antony, Caesar was not to be deterred from his destiny by the considerable charms of arms of Cleopatra. All right, in 46 BC, the Roman AUC calendar had been so inaccurate that even though Caesars had crossed the Rubicon on January 10, 49 BC, several years later, that date fell in mid-autumn. All right. The Egyptian calendar was a simple one of 365 days with an extra day, an intercalary leap year day, every fourth year in order to make up for the drift of the vernal equinox. Caesar wanted the new calendar to begin with his rule, but the Senate had always started a new year on January 1, which January 1 is during winter season, which that's off because when the new year really begins in spring, when everything comes to life. All right. This is the month named after the god Janus, who had two faces, one looking ahead to the future and the other looking back to the past. The Senate won that fight, and modern New Year's always commence on January 1, which is still kept today because this is the Roman Empire all over again, man. This is Esau exercising his right as being the Roman Empire. You know, he exercises the power of the beast, you know, which deadly wound was healed. The Julian calendar and its ease of use were an immediate success in the Roman world. Only 9 years after its initiation, the Roman scholar writer Varro was using the system to fix dates for the start of seasons. Within 100 years after its introduction, the Julian calendar was the staple of time in the Roman Empire and would be used by the civil world for over 1,600 years. All right, just little history, because this calendar is based off. The calendar that we use today is based off that, which I believe you go into the little debt, Pope Gregorian, if I'm not mistaken. He's the one that had to fix the days because he found out that the days and months were off, man. Okay, but hey, the scriptures give us the insight. We know that the time is based off the moon, not the sun. All right. Verse back in Genesis 1:17, and Elohim set them in the firmament of the heaven to give the light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And the Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day, right? Because that's how the Heavenly Father wanted it. All right. And the moon is a great light, man. I remember I went camping, and I was like all the way on top of the mountain, right? No, it was like 9 o'clock, but it was no light, But then later on, it was 3 a.m. and I guess the highest the moon went, and the light was really, really, really bright. I guess the higher you are, the brighter it is, and there's less light out there in the woods. You don't really get to experience the stars and the moon like that because of the city life. But let's get Sirach 43:1. It says, the pride of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heaven with his glorious shew. The sun when it appeareth, declaring at its rising a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High. Right, the sun within itself is a marvelous instrument. But here it is, you got these heathens that take what the Lord created and want to have it as a god, man. Want to make it as a god, when it's really simply the work of the Most High. Right? At noon it parches the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof? Right? When it's summer, man, it's bad, man. That's when your water and power bill's high because everyone's using the air conditioner. Everyone's sweating off, man. It get hot, man. Even when let's say you like to run, right? You run a few miles around the park or something. You do it in wintertime. You do it like a breeze, but come summer, when the sun rays is on you, you get more tired, man. Sun tires you out. All right. But sun is also a good thing for us, man. For men, it gives us vitamin D. Not just only light, but it gives us vitamin D, man. And it works wonders if you're a dark-skinned fellow, it works wonders for us, man. And which shows you that the Lord's people are not you so-called white people, man. Because think about it. If God was white, his son was white, the angels were right, his people were right, why would the Lord create a sun that does not benefit you, but instead burns your ass, man? To the point where you got to get sunscreen and melanite. That's what you're doing, putting melanin on you, man. It's a form of melanin to protect you from the sun. I remember when I was a little kid, I had this Asian friend, went to the beach together. He's like, hey, man, put some sunscreen. I'm like, man, I don't need no sunscreen. I'm black. Which, we're not black. That's what Esau puts us. But, I'm dark skinned. The sun benefits us, man. You got Jake that hate themselves, hate the dark skin. You even got Issachar, man. You Issachar or Northern that's brown. You got brown skin, man. Count that a blessing, man. You got Northern that hate being dark, man. When it's hot, the rays of the sun are on them, but they're over here covered up. You ask them why, aren't you hot? Like, nah, I'd rather be hot than be burnt, be dark, But, let's continue reading. It says, a man blowing a furnace is in the works of heat, but the sun burneth the mountains 3 times more. And that's facts, man. That's right. The sun burneth the mountains 3 times more. Breathing out fire vapors and sending forth bright beams, it dimmeth the eyes. Right, like that's why when you're driving on and when it's sundown and you're driving, you gotta put your visors, you gotta put your sunglasses on. Cause you can't see. Cause it'd be that bright, man. Everyone's driving slow. You go down to 101 North or 101 West, 134 West on the sunset. All right, man. It's bright. Great is the Lord that made it, and that his commandment runneth it hastily. Right. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. He's the one that made it. There's even a time where the sun, where the Lord had it stay daytime for 24 hours to help Joshua take down them Canaanites, man. Which shows you who's in control, man. Verse 6, he made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times. See, it wasn't the sun like the Egyptians. They like to dictate the time and the years off the sun. No, the moon is what dictate the times. All right, it says in sign of the world, like you got your blood moon. All right, and also like the solar eclipse, lunar eclipse and all that, man, through the sun and moon that are all that the Lord shows through signs, even with stars. The Lord has stars form a certain way to show the world of what is coming. What's coming is not pretty. A lot of people, we lost that, but Esau, he got that, man. He has understanding of reading of stars, and Esau knows that something bad's coming. Okay. From the moon is the signs of feast, like the Passover, the 14th day of the first month. Okay. A light that decreaseth in her perfection, because when it's the new moon, you don't see the moon at all because it's new. And you get that moon crescent, different levels of it. And I believe within the second week, you get the full moon. What is that is her perfection. Then it starts decreasing again, looking like a croissant. The month is called after her name. See, the month is called after her name. Increasing wonderfully, and her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. So the moon has its own light, man. It has its own aura, just like the sun. It's his own light. That's why when it's daytime, you can see the moon. It's just not at its full perfection because it's daytime. But when it's nighttime, that's when it shines and it brights, man. Unless it's a new moon. But even within itself, like the earth itself has its own layer of light. But the sun and the moon ain't the only thing that's giving it light. You have the whole earth, when it has its own lights. All right. The beauty of heaven, the glory of the stars, and the ornament giving light in the highest places of the Lord. At the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in their order, never faint in their watches. Right, in the commandment of the Holy One. The Lord is the one that shows signs. All right, he's going to have like recently we had the moon turn red on the Passover. That was a major sign before the great and terrible day of the Lord come on the Pesach. The Lord is the one that made that happen to show us that he's coming soon, man. Hold on. All right. Let's see if I get another one. This is like, I had a going into, like I said earlier, like, this proves we're going to live on other planets, but I'm bringing all this out because we're going to be living on other planets, but also keeping a feast, the high holy days. It's not like you're going to be in another planet. You're not going to know when it's the Sabbath. You're going to know it's the Sabbath because there's going to be a moon at your planet, man. There's going to be a sun. The Lord's vast, man. You can't put nothing past the Lord, man. This is Psalms 104, verse 1. Bless, O Lord, O my soul, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, my God. Thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty, who covers thyself with light as with a garment, who stretches out the heavens like a curtain. Right, man? That's the outer space is very fast, man. You have all these planets that the Lord has made for us, and each planet has its own moon, its own stars, his own light, man, his own sun, and it's vast, man. It's literally like probably no limit to the moon. To the outer space, to the heavens, man. The Lord is vast, man. It's never ending. There's always gonna be new things to do, new things to explore, new things to taste and see, man. And you got Jake. I remember a long time ago, Jake saying the kingdom of heaven is gonna be boring. Hell no, man. There's gonna be so much things to do, so much things to explore. And the thing about it is, you're gonna have all the time in the world. You're not gonna be in a rush, man, like you are in this world, man. There's gonna be so much things to do. But let's go to the book of John. Well, let's finish this article real quick. Right? I didn't even read it. But it says, quantitatively upstaging Earth guest appearance of a second moon this fall. A recent study found that Saturn has 128 new moons in its orbit. Astronomers confirmed this discovery on March 11, officially bringing Saturn's total amount of moons to 274. Not that it were even a competition, but if it was a discovery, means Saturn nearly doubled it already, winning odds. The second planet with the most amount of moons is Jupiter, with 95's record in its orbit. And this is what we just know. This is what Esau can just see, man. It's vast. We just read in Psalms 104. The Lord's stretched out the heaven like a curtain, man. It's never ending. A report by the New York Times said these moons were possibly formed by cosmic. Get the hell out of here. See, that's why you gotta, just not, man. Get the hell out of here. These moons are probably these moons are already here, bro. All right, it's like if talking like that, but these moons are already here. The Lord created them. The Lord already had it. It was no damn cosmic smash ups. Saturn's orbit by 100 million. Lies. Many of these moons are rocks. You know what? Yeah, that's it. That's a term that's a term when you read something, you got to spit out the bones, man. Even with everything, AI, all that shit. You go through history, you go through Google information, the web, you got to spit out the bones. Even Blue Letter, let's end it here in John chapter 14, verse 1. It says, let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in the Most High, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. Now, those many mansions are the different planets that the Lord's going to have us inhabit, man. Live in. The Lord has a place for us, man. And definitely is on earth. Earth is going to be ours. Earth is already ours. And, I want to enjoy the earth. I want to be able to explore every crevice and every cave and everywhere I go, except Babylon, of the earth. Because, I see these places on TV, online, and like, damn, I wish I can go there. But real soon, I could go anywhere I want, man. I'm going to be free. That's when I'm going to be free. I'm not going to have to have no limit. Nothing's going to stop me. No money, no PTO, no goddamn passport and all that, man. I get to go wherever I want. We get to go wherever we want, man, because we're going to be on top again. We're going to have our own planets. We're going to have our homes here. We're going to Hey, you want to live on your planet for another 1,000 years? You can, man. It's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful, man, because there's going to be so many Israelites here on earth that we can't all just live here, man. Even though the earth is humongous, but it cannot contain all Israel because there's just too many of us. We're like the sand of the sea and the stars of heaven. And that's something that you cannot count. It says, if I go prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. And whither I go, you know, that way you know. All right. So, I'll end it there, Lord, when you're edified with this lesson. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Shalom.